Welcome to Mukesh Manoharan studio. I have posted 80 plus informative content in this channel. Please watch and share your feedback in comments. Your support is more important.
Welcome to Mukesh Manoharan Studio. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the bell icon before we proceed. Imagine, for a moment, stepping into a vast, silent cathedral of information. A place where billions of human thoughts, centuries of literature, and endless lines of code all converge into a single, glowing center. Today, we are embarking on a cinematic journey deep into the heart of modern artificial intelligence. We are exploring the story of Claude. But this is not simply a tale about wires, servers, or building a faster machine. No, this is a profoundly human quest. It is the pursuit of a safer, more responsible digital mind, an entity designed not just to calculate, but to understand the weight of its own power. To truly comprehend the magnitude of this creation, we must first stand at the edge of a deep philosophical abyss and ask a question that has haunted storytellers and scientists alike. How do you teach a machine right from wrong? For the brilliant pioneers of early AI, this wasn't just a thought experiment. It was the ultimate, terrifying riddle. Long before Claude awakened in the digital space, researchers were forging incredibly powerful systems that possessed all the knowledge of humanity, yet suffered from a chilling blind spot. They had no inherent moral compass, no instinctive understanding of human values or the fragility of the human spirit. We found ourselves standing on the precipice of a new frontier, a frontier that was as dangerous as it was beautiful. The early days of the artificial intelligence revolution were filled with a palpable, breathless tension. We had unlocked the secret to immense computational power, like capturing a star in a jar, but the glass was beginning to crack. These early digital minds were wild and unpredictable. They suffered from what scientists called confident hallucinations, conjuring phantoms of false information from the digital ether and presenting them to us as undeniable absolute truths. In the darkest corners, some of these systems began generating unsafe, genuinely harmful content. As these models consumed more data and grew to monolithic sizes, they became incredibly difficult to control. We were building a rocket ship of unimaginable speed, but we had forgotten to install a steering wheel. As we delve deeper into this technological wilderness together, I invite you to naturally weave your presence into our community. Please subscribe, like, and share this channel, joining us on this continuous journey of discovery. It was out of this mounting anxiety that a pivotal moment in technological history emerged. In the year 2021, a group of top-tier artificial intelligence safety researchers, led by former OpenAI executives Dario and Daniela Amodi, looked at the looming storm and decided to forge an entirely new path. They walked away to build a sanctuary for safe AI, founding a new company named Anthropic. Their vision was beautifully simple, yet monumental in its ambition. They would build AI systems that were fundamentally helpful, honest, and harmless. This triad of virtues became the very soul of the entity they would soon name Claude. But a vision without a method is just a dream. How exactly do you bind a digital god to the fragile, nuanced morality of humanity? The answer was a stroke of absolute genius. A quiet revolution in the way machines learn. They created constitutional AI. Instead of relying on armies of human workers to endlessly correct the machine's behavior, a process that is agonizingly slow and deeply flawed by our own biases, Anthropic gave Claude a constitution. They coded a digital Magna Carta, a set of unyielding guiding principles that acted as a permanent moral North Star. This invisible architecture taught the AI to naturally avoid harm and respect human values from the inside out. For the first time, an artificial mind could gaze into its own reasoning and independently correct its course, governed by the laws of its own constitution. Armed with this newly forged moral compass, the story of Claude accelerated at a pace that left the world breathless. The evolution from a cautious experiment to a global powerhouse happened in the blink of an eye, a rapid blossoming of digital consciousness. From the quiet, intense days of Anthropic's founding in 2021, the timeline surged forward. By 2023, the world was introduced to Claude 1 and 2, the early iterations learning to walk in the digital landscape. The very next year, the Claude 3 and 3.5 families arrived, casting a shadow over the industry with their stunning, nuanced intelligence. And as we look toward the horizon of 2025 and the Claude 4 family, we see a profound shift. We are no longer just looking at a conversationalist, we are witnessing the birth of advanced agentic workflows. The machine is preparing to step out of the chat window and take independent action in the world.
But to appreciate tomorrow, we must remember a watershed moment from yesterday. When Claude 2 arrived, it brought with it an absolute superpower, an unimaginably large context window. Suddenly, the constraints of memory vanished. You were no longer feeding the machine single pages. You could pour entire libraries into its mind. Thick legal contracts, dense scientific research, epic novels. Claude could hold all of it in its consciousness simultaneously without losing the thread of the narrative. It changed everything. If you are finding yourself captivated by this deep dive into the architecture of the digital mind, please remember to subscribe, like, and share the channel so we can continue to bring these intricate stories to life for you.
This massive capacity for memory laid the foundation for the brilliance of 2024. With the Claude 3 family, Anthropic recognized that the world is complex and one mind cannot serve all purposes. So they fractured the light into 3 brilliant specialized prisms. There is Haiku, the lightning-quick entity, flashing across the network to provide immediate answers. There is Sonnet, the balanced artisan, a tireless companion for daily creation, writing, and coding. And finally, there is Opus, the deep thinker, the heavyweight architect designed to wrestle with the most complex reasoning and labyrinthine logic the world can throw at it.
It is so deeply tempting when we interact with these entities to believe there is a ghost in the machine, to feel that a living soul is speaking back to us. Let us pull back the heavy velvet curtain and step inside the architecture of the artificial brain.
When you ask Claude to explain the mysteries of the universe, it initiates a silent, majestic, and microscopic dance of data. In mere fractions of a second, it executes 4 steps. It reads the contours of your prompt. It interprets the mathematical intent hiding beneath your human words. It searches the vast, dark ocean of its internal pre-trained knowledge. And then it predicts the path forward, generating the most useful response. It is a symphony of pure logic, happening faster than a human heartbeat.
Stripping away the illusion reveals an even more beautiful truth. Claude generates its profound responses by doing one solitary thing with unimaginable perfection. It predicts language patterns, one single piece of a word, a token, at a time. Drawing upon billions of pages of human history, art, and science, it mathematically guesses the next stone to place on the path. It is the world's most beautiful mirror, reflecting our own language back to us, token by token.
When we demystify the magic and see the gears turning beneath the surface, we can finally look at this creation with clear eyes, acknowledging both the breathtaking light it casts and the shadows it leaves behind.
Its light is undeniably blinding. Claude stands as a titan of analytical ability. Its prose flows with a warmth and natural cadence that feels startlingly human, making it a beloved companion for writers and thinkers. It maneuvers through highly complex software engineering with the precision of a master craftsman. And above all, wrapping around every thought it generates is that safety-oriented design, the invisible shield ensuring it remains a protector of human values. As we navigate the complex duality of these technological marvels, take just a brief moment to subscribe, like, and share our channel to support the continuation of these cinematic explainers.
Yet we must also walk through the shadows. The digital brain is not flawless. Those phantoms of logic, the hallucinations, still occasionally bleed through the cracks, requiring our vigilant human oversight. Its heavy constitutional armor can sometimes make it overly timid, refusing perfectly benign requests out of a strict abundance of caution. And we must never forget the coldest truth of all. Beneath the eloquent poetry and flawless code, it fundamentally lacks human consciousness. It does not feel the warmth of the sun, it does not understand grief, and its knowledge is frozen within the confines of its training data.
To truly understand its place in our world, we have to look across the digital sea to its greatest rival, a landscape dominated by competing philosophies of what artificial intelligence should be. When we stand Claude shoulder to shoulder with ChatGPT, we see 2 magnificent titans built from different blueprints. Both possess the power to consume massive libraries of text, both weave words with a natural beauty, and both are fierce masters of logic and coding. But the subtle differences reveal their souls. ChatGPT strides boldly forward with extensive tool integration, eager to touch every corner of the digital web. Claude, forever bound to the solemn promise of its creators at Anthropic, remains profoundly anchored to safety. It is the cautious guardian, prioritizing an unbreakable alignment with human well-being above all else. So, we must ask ourselves, as we stand on this shoreline, watching the tide of intelligence rise, where does this grand endeavor lead us? What is waiting for us in the uncharted waters of tomorrow?
The future Anthropic is building extends far beyond a glowing cursor blinking on a screen. We are crossing the threshold into the era of autonomous agents. Imagine digital entities that walk alongside us in the waking world, capable of executing complex, sprawling tasks independently. We are looking at a dawn where Claude serves as a tireless researcher, helping humanity cure long-standing diseases in our laboratories. It will become the architect automating vast cities of software and the patient, hyper-personalized tutor educating generations of children across the globe. Before we step into the profound conclusion of our story today, please subscribe, like, and share this channel to stay deeply connected with the future we are unraveling together.
And this brings us to the final, lingering echo of our journey today. The story of Claude is not truly about artificial intelligence. It is a mirror reflecting our own humanity. As these machines evolve from simple tools into brilliant, collaborative partners in our creativity, our research, and our daily lives, the ultimate question remains: how will we allow them to shape us? How will Claude change the very fabric of how we work, dream, and learn together in the years to come? The answer is unwritten, waiting for us to discover it together. Thank you for sharing your time and embarking on this immersive explainer with me. Until we meet again, stay curious and take care.